Our hope for us and for everybody that we know and you out there is that you get to live that life that you have dreamed of for so many years with your family. That's really the important stuff in life.
Hey guys, Izzy and MJ from Endless RVing. So if you've clicked on this video, obviously the title got you, and this is a video a little bit different than what we normally do, but we think it's pretty important. It's something that we take seriously, and we just want to share, what we do to try to maximize our fitness and, I guess, functionality.
Right, and on Facebook and other social media platforms, we're reading all the time about people that they just retired. They're about to hit the road and their partner has a heart attack, or their partner has cancer, and their RV dreams are gone, and it's heartbreaking. And every one of them I read, it doesn't get easier because people wait their whole lives for this to come, for retirement, and then it comes and it's done for some people. So yes, today we really do want to spend some time showing you little tweaks that you can do and that we do, not to take the enjoyment out of anything. You're still going to have a blast and
maybe
do
have more
what you
enjoyment.
do. Right. But to make your life when you're RVing a little healthier and a little better.
So we're going to cover 10 things that we do to, I guess, maximize our health as best we can. And what the best part is that, we've talked about this in other videos, RVing is very expensive.
Yeah.
That's why so many people have to work so long. They have to wait till they retire just to have the funds to do it. But what we're going to share with you is very inexpensive. Most of the time it's free.
And easy.
Free and easy, and it's super effective. So let's get into number one.
So number one is something that we've done, but we don't do most of the time. So when we went to Fort Wilderness and a couple other places, we grabbed a golf cart.
Well,
now,
Fort Wilderness is enormous,
yeah,
and it was really more
right,
for time.
Right. If you have a smaller campground, that's a great way to pick up a couple extra steps, keep those bones and muscles moving, skip the golf cart. It doesn't have to be all the time, but maybe half of the trips. If you're used to taking it all the time, maybe take one trip that you don't use the golf cart. It's just going to be extra time that your body is moving and thanking you.
Now, of course, if you are physically limited and you have to use a golf cart, of course you use it.
Of course.
But like MJ said, we found, pretty much every campground we've been to other than Fort Wilderness, and we've been to some pretty large campgrounds, we walk. And it's something that you can just, it's extra activity, and it eventually it builds up over time. So you may be asking yourself at this point, well, what do you guys know about anything? Well, just a little background. Before I became a police officer, actually, I'm an exercise physiology major. That was my undergrad. And if you've watched our videos, you know that I'm very passionate about health, and both of us really, and exercise. So it's something I take very seriously. It's something you can't buy. And to me, health is everything. Money can't buy you health. So if you're not healthy, it doesn't matter what else you have. So we're going to move on to number two. So number two is going to be pack healthier snacks for meals and traveling. And we do this a lot. You're going to get different opinions on what's healthy and what's not healthy. And that's not what this video is about.
Right. Your version of healthy.
Right. What's universally accepted is that eating fast food and eating out all the time is pretty unhealthy. Even, we're both plant-based. We go out to these restaurants that are plant-based. That's not great food. It's much better if you're able to control what you eat. And the reason why, if you're making stuff yourself, you know exactly what goes into it. You know where it came from. You know what you put into it. When you go to a restaurant, you do not know that. When you're stopping at McDonald's, that's not even really food. We didn't even give McDonald's to the dogs, really. Do we?
We would just do regular meat.
And that's not to, listen, McDonald's, whatever. That's not to look down on people eating McDonald's. It's just something that we don't do. So quick tip, just pack your own food. You'll be surprised how many calories you can save. And not only that, you save a bunch of money too. So pack your own stuff.
So number three is, we talked about healthy foods, but yes, so eat healthy foods, but portion control is huge. Now, I know camping for me used to mean just an all-out, eating fest, right?
Oh, yes.
Both of us, we kind of eat.
No, you liked it more. You liked all those s'mores. I hate s'mores, actually. I don't like them.
So anyway, I started to change my thinking about that I'm trying to focus camping on not being about the food, but about the experience. It's just kind of a little mental change that I'm making, and it's working. I actually started a new program. You may have heard of it. It's called Noom. Now, Noom is something you can do online, or it's through an app, and it kind of controls. It counts your calories and things. It's super easy to use, but I'm not like getting paid.
And
by
we don't,
Noom or
yeah, we don't
anything.
get a kickback for that.
But it's working beautifully for me because it kind of talks about the reasons, like why you eat. You know, do you eat when you're bored? Do you eat when you're, a lot more when you're with other people and things like that? And it just gets you to think a little differently about eating, where I don't need to eat s'mores or whatever. Or if I did, I would do it one night instead of 5 nights, right? So the little changes like that really add up. So the portion control is huge, where I think so many of us included, eat way more than we need to when we're full.
See, I have the opposite problem. If I don't eat enough, I lose weight.
No, but say about when you're full.
Oh yeah, I know when I'm full when I have a food baby belly.
Distended belly.
And then it's like flat in the morning. It's weird.
There are times, right, it goes away, like after you go to the bathroom, TMI. But anyway, we laugh because Izzy will sit there, like literally he's like this. Oh, he's getting sick.
That's a very bad habit.
I said, honey, stop. But that's what we're talking about, portion control. But with him, he could eat.
But dang fact, I don't eat like that all the time.
No, you don't. But
really
if it's something like really good or whatever.
If we go out to a restaurant, I can't give it back. I have to eat it.
But anyway, we digress. So portion control for us, that seems to really work well.
But before we get to number 4, this video is sponsored by Liquid Spring. So if you're looking for the very best suspension upgrade for your Class A, B, C, or Super C motorhome, Liquid Spring is the answer.
Yes, it is. And for our viewers and subscribers, you can save $750 off a Liquid Spring system by using the code RIDEENDLESSLY.
If you are looking to test drive a Liquid Spring equipped demo vehicle, we highly suggest you do that. They're going to be traveling the country as they usually do, and we are going to link where they're going to be down below. We're also going to link the number for Wayne Wells from Liquid Spring. Give him a call. He'll answer your questions. He will also tell you where they're going to be. So again, if you're looking for the very best suspension upgrade, look no further than Liquid Spring. All right, number 4, and this one is really important, and I'm guilty of this, is get good sleep. 8 hours, 9 hours if you can. I know during the week I try to get 7.5 hours. There's just not enough hours in the days. No. But when we go camping, I do get more. Like I actually slept, I think, 8+ hours.
If the dogs...
Well, we go camping without the dogs.
Yeah, the problem is the dogs are so used to getting up early that they get up early when we're camping too. But yes, I know if I don't get enough sleep, I am a... All right, so I need my sleep, and I think everybody does. You function best when you're well rested. So number 5 has to do with movement and exercise, and this is so important. You could take a look at 2 different 70 or 80-year-old people. One can barely move, and then you have Izzy's dad, who's 77 and can...
He's almost 78.
Yeah, and can run and lift, and it's insane.
I'll tell you a story, a funny story about my dad. So my dad pretty much lives in Florida, and he comes up in like the spring up here. So he'll stay with my brother. He was up here a couple of weeks ago. He stayed with me for 2 days. So I had a whole bunch of gardening, like landscaping stuff to do. My dad is very much, I'm very much like my dad. Like he can't sit still.
Yeah.
So I put him to work. I have free labor. And between my dad and me, I don't even know how many pounds of rocks we moved, but there's no way I could have done that in one day without him.
In 95 degrees.
But MJ was watching him, and like he was just raking 95 degrees like a machine.
It was insane.
He's like a machine.
So the reason he's like that partly, I mean, look, genetics play a part, but he has never stopped moving. All
right, so here are a couple things that we do that is absolutely free. And again, like we said, some people are limited to their physical limitations, but for a lot of people, they don't. They can do these things. So number 1, we like to run or jog. We do that all the time, everywhere we go. And actually, a lot of the campgrounds that when we do our campground reviews, we'll say, well, they have perfect running grounds for people that like to run. So if you can't run, if you can walk.
You can walk.
Then walk. Yeah. Walking is super effective. Hiking. People love camping. They love hiking. We actually hiked a couple places that were like challenging.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're out there for 4 or 5 hours and you're carrying something, you burn a lot of calories. Playgrounds. A lot of the playgrounds in some of these RV parks are wonderful for doing pull-ups or sit-ups or whatever. Squats on a tree. It doesn't matter. This stuff is free. Now, say you want to pay for for something, we have a membership to Planet Fitness. It's $10 a month. $10 a month, and you can go to any Planet Fitness in the whole country, and there's a lot of them. I don't think we've been to a place where there hasn't been a Planet Fitness. And some of the advantages of Planet Fitness is that they're relatively clean. They're huge. They have everything. They're everywhere. And say you're dry camping and you need to shower, well, go work out and then shower for free.
Right. And the beauty about Planet Fitness too, I mean, you can be a newbie, you know, and like you feel comfortable there, and they have any type of exercise you want to do.
They don't have swimming pools.
Yeah, that's the one thing they're
drawback,
missing. But like YouTube is phenomenal. Like this morning I changed up because I didn't want to go running this morning, so I did a kickboxing workout right on Nelly from YouTube. I do step aerobics. We'll just bring with a step. Like I really change it up. And again, it's not like you have to be the super athlete. If you don't move a lot, you can start at your pace. But again, it's just thinking, I want to be around in this life for as long as I possibly can for myself and my family.
Yeah, jumping back on YouTube, if you have absolutely nothing, you could YouTube search body weight exercise for beginners, and it starts right from the beginning. And when I did my internship in college, or a couple internships, I actually had to go and do exercises with geriatric patients, that people in nursing homes. Anybody can do exercise, and it always helps you. It's just if you want to do it, we want to do it, and we continue to do it.
If you're enjoying the video so far, we invite you to subscribe below. Hit the notification bell, guys, so you know when our next video comes out. And if you like dogs, feel free to check out our new channel, Pitbull Adventures of Sierra and Bowser. So number 6 is, I think, a really important one, and you can do this anywhere. I do it at home. I do it when we go camping. The place we're at right now is just a beautiful campground, and it's the perfect place for it. And that is just meditate or sit in nature. Now, meditation, everybody, you know, not everybody, a lot of people think, you know, you have to and all that. It's not all like that. All right, I've been meditating for, my God, like 20 years. Meditation can just be sitting for 2 minutes, closing your eyes and focusing on your breath, and that's it. All right, you don't have to be some Buddha in order to meditate, but it's really good for the soul. It's really good for the mind. And again, we're taking care of ourselves so we last longer for our families. Sit in nature, listen to the birds, don't have music playing. Even now as I'm listening, I'm calming down. It's really magical what this can do for you.
You know what I find? I don't do it like you, but I find I clear my mind the best when I'm out running. I never run with headphones, ever. I love just hearing things. And when I'm swimming, the sound of the water and the silence of it, the silencing of it, it really does clear your mind out. And it's something that, you know, we both find is very important. All right, number 7, and this one's, I've been doing this for years, like I think as long as I've been driving, is parking as far as you can from your destination. Now, this doesn't often apply to campgrounds because you have to kind of park where you're at, but when you go out to the Walmart or to wherever you got to go, park far. If you can, of course. Why do I do this? I don't do it for the steps. I do it because I don't want people damaging my vehicle. And I've seen this happen, not to my vehicle because I park far away, but we have been to parking lots and you see the urban assault vehicle and the mommy with the 6 kids, and the kids have the ice cream cone, and boom, the door goes right into somebody else's door, and they just walk away like nothing's even there. So I try to park as far away as possible to the last spot. That way they can swing 10 doors open. It's not even close.
Right. This is not about damaging cars, though, but you can tell he's passionate about that. It's about getting those extra steps. And again, just moving. You know, all this adds up.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
Throughout the day when you do that and you don't use the golf cart one time and you move when you're doing that. I mean, it's all going to add up. It's just going to help your body.
You will be surprised, you know, the experts say 10,000 steps is the minimum you should get in a day. And that seems like such a large number, but it really isn't.
Not if
you're moving a couple hours a day, you hit that very quickly.
So number 8 is don't deprive yourself. And I really think about this a lot. And I had mentioned Noon before, and they talk about this. So, you know, some people like to have, you know, dessert every night or burgers every night or whatever. And it's not saying don't eat these things, but again, maybe having them once or twice a week in, you know, as a treat. So again, your body is swinging the opposite way where you're getting more of that healthy stuff, but you're not feeling deprived, because feeling deprived is the first thing that gets people to just go, I'm not doing this. And that is the worst feeling in the world. So allowing yourself these things is, I think, for me, is important.
Number 9, this one is super important, and sometimes I'm guilty of this too, but a lot of people are guilty, is not drinking enough water. I try to pee clear. So I have a shake that I have every morning, and we did a video on it that nobody watched. But
we'll link it above if you want to watch it.
But I actually have it timed. So from when I leave my house to when I get to work, if there's any kind of traffic, I'm sorry, so when I get to the gym, if there's any kind of traffic, I got to pull over. Because there's so much, it's like 32 ounces. That's how I start my day. It's really important. MJ found this out.
Yes. So back in January, I started getting a lot of UTIs, hence the antibiotic I took that wound me up in the hospital. We'll link that above. And I don't mind sharing it. You guys know that we're honest, and I don't care about sharing it. But they wanted to do all these tests and do a cystoscopy and all these other things. And my doctor that I started going back to said, drink more water. Well, I started drinking more water, and guess what? Surprise, surprise, 6 months and we have no issues. So for me, I know that's what it was. And I think a lot of health issues are caused from just not getting enough fluids in our body.
Imagine how much heartache you would have saved if you just drank enough water.
I know.
Or if you would have just called that doctor and said, he would have been like, yeah, just drink some water.
That's why I'm back to him.
4 weeks of horror.
It's so critical, guys.
And the final thing, number 10, the most important, have fun. You're out here camping to have fun, right? And a big part of, I guess, longevity, living long, is being happy.
It's a good state of mind.
Absolutely.
Yes. And so if you hate your spouse,
don't get a camper.
Yeah, don't get an RV. No, but in all seriousness, yeah, just focus on the good things, have fun, don't take things too seriously. And along with all the other things, again, our hope for us and for everybody that we know and you out there is that you get to live that life that you have dreamed of for so many years with your family, and anything that you can do to help yourself, same for us, we're going to do it, because that's really the important stuff in life.
Listen, there's something that everybody's guaranteed, right? Everybody's guaranteed to die. At some point, it is what it is. But for us, from that path, that journey there, we were trying to make the most of it. The healthiest, the most functional. That is the most important thing, right? I'd rather live to 78 or 80 and, a week before I go, I'm functional, versus living to 90 and from 65 to 90, I'm a disaster. You know what I mean? That is not the way I want to live. Listen, we can control some of it we can't, but, we try to do the most we can to try to live that life. So in the comments below, let us know what you thought of this video. Do you think it's like whatever, keep it to yourself? We won't ever hear videos like this. We may never do a video like this. We're giving it another try after like a year. But put it in the comments below, are there some things that you do to stay somewhat fit or healthy on the road, or do you just go and just let loose and whatever? It's up to you. And for myself and MJ, we thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the road.